Yeah, so for me, between stints here at the Rolex 24, I would say I'm really focused on just recovering. You know, out of the car, for me, straight back to the motorhome. Usually try to get a little physio work, you know, get whatever's sore worked out. Grab a bit of food to eat, and then usually a little shower, and then try to go to bed and sleep. For me, the sleep is so important. I've done this race. I think this will be my 21st year here doing this race. And I've certainly learned that whether you're in the motorhome up watching the race or in the motorhome sleeping, if something bad's gonna happen, it's gonna happen no matter what. So you might as well get as much rest, recover, and recharge. Get ready for that next stint as you can personally, and then, you know, if something bad happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, at least you're ready to go.
So what do we do when we're not driving? I mean, I guess everyone's different, but it's like I'm in racing for a start because I'm a fan of racing. So generally, I watch all the race, honestly. You know, it's very difficult it's difficult to switch off. It's difficult to sleep. This I can tell you. I think I did, I don't know, 2 or 3 24-hour races total before I ever had any sleep, because you're so involved with what's going on, you know. And the other thing is, you don't want to miss out on maybe important information that, you know, you might miss if you weren't following what's happening. But of course, at some point, you do need to switch off. You do need to try and, if you can get, I don't know, half an hour's sleep, it's normally enough for me to be, you know, fully functioning to go on for another 12, 18 hours.
Yeah, so between stints at Daytona, I like to just go back to the motorhome, take my shoes off and relax. I usually never shower during the Rolex. I just feel like I could use that time just to rest, so I'm usually pretty smelly by the end of it, but I try to maximize rest, not cleanliness at that time. I will put on deodorant and brush my teeth. But yeah, I usually go back, relax, and sometimes we'll have the race on the TV, just no volume. If it's in the night, I'll have timing and scoring on, and I've kind of learned over the years, just kind of as I get older, try to disconnect from the race a little bit. If you try to stay engaged the whole time, you'll never rest. You'll just be stressed through the night, hoping that the car is still in contention. So try to disconnect a little bit, relax, and hope you're still in the battle when you wake up.
The main thing really is to try and wind down as much as you can outside of the car to keep your energy levels for later in the race, because being 24 hours, that in itself is a long time, but also, you know, it's not like you just are awake for 24 hours. You're awake for, you know, a good few hours before the race starts. And so it's more like 30, 35 hours, especially by the time you've hopefully gone to the podium and stuff afterwards. So yeah, chilling out in the camper, in the RV, watching the race, normally in the first 6 hours or so, but then afterwards, generally in the night, I'll not actually even watch the race for a good hour or two at times. Get some food, get some massage, and I want to say sleep, but it's you lie in a bed and close your eyes and maybe doze for 20 minutes or something. But yeah, just energy preservation really.
Yeah, so this race is particularly slow, and I mean with that, it's done at the last hour of the race. That's where you really need to be in position and fight and win it. So everything before that is just making sure taking care of the car like your baby, like your girlfriend. Don't scratch it. Be nice to it. Don't touch any traffic. Don't touch any curbs. Make it nice. Do the double stint of the tires. Once you get out, the adrenaline is high. The first thing you try to do is just slow down. So you go to the massage, get you freshed up, because the 3-hour stints do hit quite a bit on the body. You drink, you eat, you make sure you're hydrated, and the first thing I do is sleep. And apart from being a sleepwalker, I'm also a very good sleeper. So I can go out like that, and that's a big advantage at the 24-hour. If you can sleep, that's a big advantage. And yeah, I asked them to wake me up, so somebody come into my camper RV to wake me up, because if you put the alarm, you know how it is when you have to go to the airport at 5 in the morning. The whole night you're kind of like half looking at, is the alarm going off? You don't want to have that. So get someone to pick me up. I'm okay with 15 minutes before I get in the car, but normally they want to have a bit more reserve and have half an hour, 45 minutes to be ready in the pits. Put your helmet on, last bit of hydration, and off you go again.
My strategy during the Rolex is pretty much every time I go out of the car, straight away get food, take a shower, sleep as much as I can. try to not watch the race. Full trust to my teammates and get maximum rest before the end, basically, because the night is long.
So right after getting out of the car, obviously, especially in GTP cars, the adrenaline is very, very high. So I, over the years, tried to really get into a rhythm after the stint and after my run. I basically do a short debrief, then I immediately go back to the RV, take a shower, and then I do some sort of small meditation, not spiritual, but just to get the adrenaline out of my body as quick as I can, because it's very important to sleep, and with such high adrenaline in your body, it's sometimes very difficult. But from the experience I made, I've developed quite a good process to get rid of the adrenaline quickly and to fall asleep, because this race is very demanding, and every minute of sleep you can get, you definitely have to take.
Oh, good question. Usually just chilling in the RV or something, watching the race. I mean, always trying to follow along as much as possible, and just trying to relax. So we always know our run plan before, so trying to make use of the time we have off before we get back in the car.
Yeah, in between race stints, I'm usually quite relaxed. So I'll jump out the car, speak to the engineers, usually whilst eating, to be honest, and then go back to the RV, get a quick shower, relax, and I'll get rechanged for the next stint just with the Nomex, and then go to sleep. And I'm usually quite happy just to go to sleep for a bit and make sure I set my alarm or have someone come to wake me up and ready to go again. So yeah, pretty relaxed.